Hi, I'm Ria Varshney, and I'm here to talk a bit about the book Fast Food Nation, The Dark Side of the All-American Meal, written by Eric Schlosser. Now, just a heads up, there will be spoilers, but since this is a non-fiction factual book, it shouldn't be a problem. Now, unless you're an English teacher, you might be thinking,
really? Why would I want to read a book with just a bunch of boring facts? If I want to do that, I'd read my math book.
now wait, hold up. I really do mean it when I say this book will change your everyday life. So the author, Schlosser, talks about many aspects of fast food, including, but definitely not limited to, its origin and rapid expansion, the business psychology behind it, and what the food goes through before it reaches your plate. Now, right off the bat, this book blew me away with a clever introduction to fast food. The scene is set at Cheyenne Mountain, home to a top-secret underground combat operations center. The author talks about its nearly impregnable security system. Despite having plenty of varying food courts inside, the people working in the underground complex grow tired of it. Almost every day, Domino's Pizza is delivered to the top-secret complex. I believe this was meant to show us the truly far reach of fast food, almost like a virus reaching its way into every nook and cranny of our country, and quite possibly the world. Schlosser goes on to prove in many ways that the popularity of this food is not necessarily a good thing. He takes us with him on his quest for answers, sharing with us his experiences of researching for this book. Some of the most slap-in-the-face anecdotes talked about how the manipulation behind rising corporations effectively pulls people into their trap. An example being the cooperation between the happiest place on earth and the Happy Meal. Schlosser subtly reveals the power-hungry mindset through which Ray Kroc made Ronald McDonald one of the most well-known characters worldwide, almost neck and neck with Disney's Mickey Mouse. Another very powerful anecdote was his description of a slaughterhouse he visited. The inhumane conditions of this job were simply unthinkable. It's considered the most dangerous job in the U.S., and rightfully so. The extremely hazardous uncovered machinery and flailing knives results in gruesome, yet very common injuries. The factory conditions seem like a throwback to Industrial Revolution times, only worse. Not to mention, the corrupt system blackmails workers to hide their injuries as well as motivates overseers to avoid the complaints rather than improving conditions for workers. Don't forget the horrific method in which cattle are butchered. That can only be best described by Schlosser, who has witnessed the entire process, even telling us of the accidents he saw occur. He says, for 8.5 hours, a worker called a sticker does nothing but stand in a river of blood, being drenched in blood, slitting the neck of a steer every 10 seconds or so, severing its carotid artery. As soon as the steer falls, a worker grabs one of its hind legs, shackles it to a chain, and the chain lifts the huge animal into the air. He also told us of an incident that happened, describing it as, a steer slips from its chain, falls to the ground, and gets its head caught in one end of a conveyor belt. The production line stops as workers struggle to free the steer, stunned but alive, from the machinery. I've seen enough. Wow. All the bloody and gruesome details make you dizzy. Oh, but don't forget, fast food is also the easiest way for disease to be spread across the nation in an instant. An incident in one factory is rapidly spread, hence the term fast food. At this point, it would seem reasonable for you to think,
well, if you just told me the most important facts, then it's useless to read now.
Think again, because Schlosser has perfectly captured the way to open our minds. He doesn't tell us what he learned, but rather walks us through all sides of the story and puts us in his shoes on his visits to numerous places along the path of food production. We're able to see through his eyes what's really happening and realize along with him the full extent of the many shortcuts and secrets to the success of fast food industries. Now, I definitely recommend this book to anyone who would like to know the truth behind not only fast food, but the curveballs and deceptions of everyday life. It'll be sure to give you something to think about the next time you're craving a quick snack.